Hello.
Exciting.
How are
This is the first of what I hope every time we come back to Uganda, or every time that you're in Namibia, Suzette, that we end up doing some live sessions, just so we have an opportunity to hear from everybody that we work with. So I'll go ahead and start and do a brief introduction for anyone that's joining us or anyone that's tuning in on when we post this video later. I'm Leslie Robertson. I'm an artist and a designer, and I have a small bespoke company called Mekeka Designs. And this is Suzette Bussey. She is the proprietor, goddess, maven of Norton and Hodges, which is a wonderful African luxury brand where she works with accessories on down to home goods and things that she's getting into. So we've all, the recent year, been working and collaborating together. And I'm really excited because I'm sitting next to two of my favorite people in the world, not just Uganda. This is Grace Tarabo, who is the head of TEXTA, the Textile Development Agency, that I've known about, the great work that y'all have done for all the time I've been in Uganda, starting in 2005. And then this is Josephine Mukasa in the birds. This is Josephine Mukasa, who has this incredible past history and current history of working with the crafts and arts in Uganda. She's been a dean, she's been a professor, she's been a researcher. She is an owner of a gallery called Aka Gallery, and I can't tell you enough good things about both of these women. I really can't, because y'all are incredible, and y'all are really about the arts of Uganda. So I'm really excited for y'all to be here.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So Suzette, you want to lead
It's
us
so
off?
good to Yes, it's so good to see the faces behind the magic, honestly. I was going to show some of my favorite pieces that have coming from
What is
Uganda. So this is a bracelet from the plaited palm that we do. Have sold very well, and our #1 seller for the summer, plaited. Thank you, Uganda.
Another piece for
So
you side, FYI.
I know. So it's so awesome just to meet everyone. But I wanted to ask why, or what is your input, or why do you think it's valuable for, like, the reason why you do what you do, preserving the arts and talking about it and collaborating with people who aren't from Uganda? Do you have some input that you can share, or some opinions you can share about that?
Well, I would say that we have kept on going and really working on it, mainly because the skill is there. It is traditional. We don't want it to die. And we find that most of the people who have this skill, they learned it from their parents and they didn't have to go to school to get it. But if we don't get them involved, it will die. At the same time, these people, when they make these products, we do quality control. We try to see that they produce them to the best of the modern times, so that you people can appreciate it and love it and standardize it. But it is that what they are living on. They have to live on that. We have to pay them, and we have to pay them properly so that they benefit from that skill. And at the same time, we are using natural available materials so that, when we do the palm products, the palms will be maintained. We encourage the community not to destroy those palm forests, and then there will not be spoiling of the environment. So basically, it is to support the producers so that they get an earning on it, at the same time kind of conserving the environment and the heritage, the tradition, the knowledge, so that we maintain that knowledge. Yes, I'm a university lecturer, I'm an artist and designer, but I've kept strong kind of linkage with local producers, with local artisans, and I enjoy it.
That's amazing.
See why I love these women?
Have you seen an increase in people wanting to do more of the palm work or more of the traditional crafts, or is it about the same?
So I think for both of you, for the weaving and the palm that we're doing, are you seeing interest in the younger people to come in and do this handwork? You know, both of y'all either one?
Well, not so much, but it depends in which family these young people are. If they are in that kind of a village community family, they are willing to learn it. But if they are in this modern urban, they are not. And like I'm working on some project or research where we want to involve to bring this knowledge into the formal education. Maybe then the urban schools will take it.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
Looking at weaving in particular, or generally the hands-on kind of skills, I've realized it's more of interest. If one does not have the interest, then much as they would want to make money out of this kind of ways of production and putting out ready products for the market, as long as the interest is not there, then the product will not be quality.
What I've noticed about the weaving, that is the loom weaving, it is already introduced in the higher level institutions. And many students, many young people are keen on it because they see straight away the product and they can put it on the market. Yeah.
So, Josephine, you mentioned I wanted to show some of the indigenous fibers we have. I left raffia, sorry everyone. But you mentioned palm leaf and the importance where a lot of the fibers, can you tell us a little bit about the fibers and their relationship to the environment? What do you love most about some of the indigenous fibers? I love that I just handed you a big bundle.
This is palm leaf, and it is the material we use to make the product, that mat.
And that.
Yes.
And show the clutch
The
again
bag.
with the
And
bag.
the clutch.
Yeah, that bottom stuff is, and it is surprising how many different designs, styles they can make out of this. And it is just a matter of splitting the palms, and they come up with their indigenous pattern. We can't create new patterns at the moment. We depend on the traditional patterns. Where they started from, I can't tell.
Nobody.
So you're talking about the different patterns, correct?
Yes.
And how different they are with each different maker. And so look at that design. It's stunning. And then there's so many other, I've sold all the other bags, so I can't show you.
Yes.
But that it just, and that's what she's talking about. I just wanted to make sure people can understand the intricacies of how many different things can be done with the palm.
Yeah.
I'll set this aside. You know, we also work with, I'll just show this quickly, and we're going to have another session of all about bark cloth later. But this is another material that we're using, and especially actually we're using between all three of us in the products that we're working on for Mekeka Designs and eventually for Norton and Hodges. You know, they're being woven. This is something that we're working with wovens. We're patchworking them together. So all these skill sets that Josephine mentioned, the handwork, a lot of it that is still being taught at the university, from tailoring to fabric, fashion design and garment construction and all, they can use that skill set as we're working with some of these modern products, which is great. And I love, and then I will show this last because it's a fabulous material, right? We'll take it out of its bag. So you want to explain this one, Josephine? It looks like
where we have a plant here from which we have our staple food. That is a banana tree. Now, from the banana tree, this material is from the stem of the banana tree when it is still fresh. Now we have an artist, a designer, who is also a lecturer and a researcher, who is specializing in working with banana materials. That is the banana fiber, the banana stalk. Now we call this the banana silk. He first used the dry banana fiber to weave some carpets, and he went on to do research and found out that he could get the raw banana stem, kind of peel it off. He has a machine which he takes it through, and it creates these kind of what we would call yarn. So these can be put through the loom and weave something. You have something there?
I don't know if I have any of the banana silk. I think all that was sent off to our client.
So,
yeah, actually, here's some.
Grace, have you? So Grace, have you woven with it? So is that wow?
Yes, we have. The sample of it here.
So I think this is the one part of it is right in here.
Bit of it.
It's going to be hard to see with the tone, but it's, you can see this is like the natural banana, the dark, and then the light banana silk. Yeah.
Really beautiful. And so when they harvest the banana silk, is the tree is it the tree still lives, or is this after?
it is cut. It's like they would cut one which has already had a fruit, and the fruit was taken off. Then this one, which is kind of to be left over, instead of destroying it, they utilize it that way.
Wow. Is that a lost craft that, people, is it a traditional craft that got forgotten about, or is this something new with the banana plants that
it is new because traditionally we would use the banana fiber, yes, to weave some mats, but with the hands. But this time it is going through the loom. What do you call it? Hand loom?
Yeah.
From the hand loom.
wow.
Japan, they create fabric. What was this?
It's called bashofu. We learned about this. Yes, yes. Well, and also I'll say too, Kamani is doing, who's doing it at this banana silk. This is something new that in Uganda, processing it to this point. Right, so this is new, it's kind of using it in this way. So I'll put that up. Well, and Grace, it would be great to learn about some of the weaving in Uganda, how it came about, since we were talking about these fibers that, and from Mekeka Designs, I'm using and wanting to explore. So it'd be great to kind of hear about how did you get involved in weaving, and how did floor looms from Europe and what we know about that, or just from your, sorry, I made you dirty. Sorry. Or just how you got involved in this weaving and beautiful textile that does more than weaving, of course.
Yeah, I think what I can say is that it was looking at how it comes from the way the threads crisscross. Then you eventually create a fabric, and it was just for students to get to understand how you get onto the machine loom weaving, but having got to learn how it crisscrosses and creates fabric. But along the way, we learned how to make better things out of it other than the fabric. You can make the chikoi as
You're
is
doing
on
here.
the handloom. You can make bedspreads, scarves, even garments out of the fabric. So seeing how wonderful products they are, even the curtains for the houses and all different products. People love the feel.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
feel is different from the machine woven fabric.
Right.
It's how it has grown along the way. Many times people wonder why we are stuck with the rudimentary wooden handlooms, but we understand how people love the products out there. That's why we are stuck in there.
They have
I mean, all the product that I've seen is really incredible. The wovens that I've seen and your ability to kind of intermingle the materials is really special.
It really is. And I think I'm glad you pointed that out, that the reason that we do so much with handicrafts is that it looks and it feels different. It doesn't feel like a machine has made it. And yeah, so I think it's really wonderful, because I will say for Grace, if you can hear the looms probably all the time we're talking in the background, is that they're able to do things from very narrow to 2.2 meters wide. So
Oh, wow.
that you get to have these machines that you can explore color and pattern and texture on. And so when you've got someone like me coming in and asking Grace to do a lot of crazy things that aren't quite normal, it's really wonderful to have a studio like they have set up to do those things and to experiment with that. Yeah.
Do you both enjoy kind of collaborating for the, looking at ways to expand or use the materials in new ways? Is that fun for you, or is that not fun?
It is fun, considering that we've always been weaving fabric all the time, but seeing how you can use the looms in a different way, it's really good. It's really nice to see something new, something different. Now, like how we're doing the Mekeka with the hand-woven fabric, the backcloth. It's something exciting to see something new from the usual.
And let's make it more exciting.
Exactly.
And crazy too.
And crazy is quite interesting.
I promise, I thought Grace at some point was going to call me and say the weavers have rebelled against what we're asking them to do.
No
When we
way.
made that piece for the designer that I talked to today, I swear I was like, and we can do this with a banana. And I thought at some point they're just going to go, no, we quit. This is crazy. No, they didn't. And the piece is beautiful, and the client is really excited about it. And that's what's great, is that and I think Suzette and I kind of work in collaboration. We work all in collaboration, and how do you? It's part of it for me. I think is being able to. Y'all have such a bank of knowledge. What you know about is incredible, and then be able to take that knowledge and put it with ideas that we have, then share those ideas with you, get feedback and your ideas back. It feels like it's truly things that we create we couldn't do on our own.
That collaboration is great. Who don't think about putting the mat and the cloth together on the back, but
And even bringing it out to you may not have been so easy if it wasn't for the collaboration.
exactly.
Yeah.
Look at maths as maths.
Well, when Leslie told me that,
Come
when
again?
Leslie told me they were like traditional mats, all I could see was purses and everything else. They're so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I asked her, I was so blown away by it. I'm like, why isn't every designer using this material? It's so stunning.
It really is. It really is. Well, I think I'm just really truly excited that we get to talk right now, and just for a short amount of time, because I know we're going to keep it pretty short, just to have everybody meet you and know how much how wonderful it is to work with all of you, both of you, and then the teams that we're surrounded by beyond that. And then just knowing that as Suzette and I dream up things that we would love to see, because we've fallen in love with all the materials here and the techniques and how everything's woven by hand, we get to just really, really enjoy that. Suzette, is there any other last minute questions before we close and then open up for question and answer from attendees?
Sure. I think my last question is there anything, being experts in your field, that you would love to share with the audience? Are there, I don't know, I love, you're both artists, you're experts, but are there things that, or a point or a material or something or story that you would like to tell us? And Grace is smiling.
Why should anybody care about what we do? You know?
But I know there will be more and more experiments in the future with even more other products than we can even imagine. Because we, at least what we are doing now, we never imagined we would ever have anything of that kind. So I won't be surprised if other ideas come up in the future. We'll be happy to take it forward and see the outcome.
Wonderful.
That will definitely happen.
I know it will.
Well, I want to just wrap it up and say thank you both so much, and thank you, Suzette, for kind of helping bring all this together. We're really excited just to be able to share this with audiences that we both work with, and we hope that people will be able to hear from you both. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're all very incredible, and I feel very lucky to be working with you all.
Oh, completely. I would not be able to do anything that I do without them. I would not have anything if it wasn't for these two.
And we are looking forward to seeing you here soon.
Yes.